Hello, my name is Yvonne Castillo, and today I'll be going over my call to action speech. The topic of my discussion is sweatshops and what we could do to become informed and what I can do to help you make you aware of what's going on and what types of brands are currently violating these child labor laws. This is my audience, which I'm sorry they're currently asleep, but this is them. Just do it quick. And also my cameraman. Okay. Today I'll be going over the topic which most consider to be non-existent, or simply people try to just throw this under the rug, sweep it under the rug, and they really don't think about it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about sweatshops. I'm talking about the Nike shoes you just bought over at Foot Locker. Or I'm talking about the panties you just purchased at Victoria's Secrets for yourself or for maybe a girlfriend or wife. All of these items have had issues with labor laws in the past, and perhaps all we know, they still do. This speech will uncover the truth about sweatshops and prove to you that there is a global problem and what we can do to stop this. What is a sweatshop, one may ask? According to Wiki, a sweatshop is a workplace that has occasionally unacceptable working conditions. Most employees are underpaid, overworked, and many times they do not pay overtime and are constantly violating child labor laws. Let us begin with the infamous name Nike. Nike is a brand that is everywhere. According to Nike, the Greek goddess of victory, Nike, she lent her name to the once tiny shoe company and in time would become the world's largest supplier of athletic apparel and shoes in the world. Yet they are constantly breaking the law, the labor laws. They are one of the biggest violators in the world, and year after year they continue to get away with it. According to ESPN, Nike currently pays Tiger Woods $40 million per year, but only pays their employees 20 cents per shoe. I'm sorry, it's 20 cents per hour. In 2011, Nike's total revenue was $20.8 billion, but forces their employees to work 78 to 80 hours per week. On an average, a supervisor will hit their staff members or their employees over the head every hour because they're not sewing correctly or because they're slowing down, because they're tired. Here's another question. How much did you purchase your last pair of Nikes for? One probably spends about $50 to $150 a pair, wouldn't you say? Well, maybe the next time you'll think twice about buying them, simply because according to Jim Meady, the average Nike pays their employees about 7 cents per shoe. Could you imagine earning 7 cents per shoe, but yet we buy them for $150, $50, $60? Jim Meady, a founder of Educating for Justice and a co-founder, Leslie Crew, once went undercover to a Nike sweatshop as employees in Tangerine, Indonesia, and found the living arrangements for their contractors horrific. Nike would have them sleep in a 9x9 concrete room and sleep on a small mat with no air conditioning. The humidity was almost 100%, and it was nearly 100 degrees from what they remember. But then again, Nike claims they have no sweatshops. Victoria's Secrets is one of my favorite stores to shop at. And after this research, I think I will think twice about purchasing anything from them ever again. In 2008, Victoria's Secret was promoting their panty line, stating that they were pesticide-free and 10% rain-fed cotton. What they didn't tell us was that they had other secrets. Victoria's Secret was using cotton picked from farms that hired abused children for their panty line. According to this new report, Victoria used taglines such as "good for women," good for the children who depend on them, and boasted about this line making them fair trade cotton. The company continued to brag about this line to the extent that they were claiming that they were purchasing these panties to improve the lives of the women and children in Burkina Faso and the destitute of African nation where the poor children picked these cottons. Now, here are the facts according to Bloomberg News. Over 25 million of these panties that were made for Valentine's Day in 2009 under that campaign were all made from cotton picked from these undernourished children who were beaten with branches. According to the report that was based in 2008, they never published a study indicating widespread abuse, tales of this horrific finding fact that Victoria's Secrets ignored or simply said that they never saw. This next story makes one's skin cringe again. There was a story about a 13-year-old girl named Clarissa Cambry, a foster child who was in care of an abusive farmer. The use of much like her much like the job of an ox to plow cotton fields that were used in this line, the Victoria's Secret line. Clarice told Bloomberg News, "It's very, very hard, and he forces me to do it. If I slow down, he comes and beats me." She would get lashed across her back for it. I could go on and on with this horrific story, but by now I hope we get a greater picture and realize that there is a global problem, and we do need to inform ourselves about where we make purchases. And we're blinded by glamorous labels that we have come to enjoy. I know you're thinking, just because I stop shopping, I'm not going to make a difference if I stop purchasing these labels. But if you share my story with another person and that person shares my story with another person, soon we'll have 5 people that are actually looking into what they're purchasing or taking a second look and saying, I wonder if they do sell clothes that are, from a sweatshop. If we unite, we can make a change. You can start by looking into who makes the items you purchase, or simply go on to the Fair Trade USA. This is an organization that helps businesses move in the right direction and helping consumers make good decisions when they're buying. Here is their website address, and I hope you've learned something from this and will think twice about your purchases. Thank you very much.